Me too. You didn't like it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back live on Rumble, as well as Facebook on our Hi Canada Facebook page, and on YouTube, Hi Media Inc. We are broadcasting live from the cannabis tourism destination that is Element at 5 King Street East in Hamilton. A beautiful shop, a beautiful day, a gorgeous city. We are looking out at a beautiful downtown core. Hamilton is going through a renaissance. Arts, culture, creativity in this SteelTown city of Hamilton. And I love being here. I love watching it unfold. And I love broadcasting live to you, our viewers. Your support is invaluable. Please hit subscribe. Please like this video. Your support in these ways is really why we do it. We will never be monetized, not until the U.S. fully legalizes and Facebook, YouTube, Instagram have to actually work within the legal cannabis sector. But until then, we are going to continue to be your renegade reporters, your rebel leaders, your rabble rousers, your anarchist, activists, and antagonists. Speaking of that, my very next guest, he embodies all of these. Dr. Nerdy is my mad scientist, the guy I bring in to talk the weird science, the cool things that are going on. He is our Merlin, if Merlin and Hunter S. Thompson did us and had a baby together. Welcome, Dr. Nerdy, to the show. Dr. Nerdy, what a pleasure. You've been helping with the show since we started. Finally convinced you to come on and talk with me about, a few things. So, Dr. Nerdy, thanks for coming. We are in the middle of a 24-hour marathon broadcasting blitz celebrating awesome. 420 weekend. We've been focusing on culture. And even Dr. Nerdy and I had a meeting yesterday. He's like, wow, you're doing a lot of weed stuff, man. Like you're going to focus on culture. And I was like, oh, you know what? It is 420 weekend. So tell you what, Dr. Nerdy, you come on my show tomorrow and let's inject, let's force some culture into the conversation.
Okay, well, some of the things that go on here in Hamilton don't have to do with 420 or cannabis, that not for that matter.
We have a few rules to our discussion, because we get into some heated discussions about a few things. So, rule number 1, we are saving all discussions of space and anything space related for a future episode where we are going to bring in some experts to have a truly insane conversation about all things space and going on within the space culture of Canada and internationally. Dr. Nerdy has a lot of things to say about this, and I am not willing to open this can of worms just yet. But that being said, Dr. Nerdy is our mad scientist. He actively creates some amazing things, and when I don't understand the science, I go to Dr. Nerdy. So here's what I want to ask you about.
Okay.
The other day, my producer and I were driving on the Skyway.
Yes.
We hit suddenly this intense, crazy fog.
Yes.
So dense that we were worried. We couldn't see a fire. We couldn't see the water. We could barely see the car in front of us. It was so thick and dense. You know, it reminded me of that movie, that the mist or the fog, and there are monsters coming out, and people are getting eaten by the. And then I had a thought. I remembered this book I read as a kid called "Connecticut Yankee Came Out to School."
Okay. And
I've been seeing a lot of videos online about dimensional shifting. And I know you talk a little bit about dimensions and frequency. And is it possible that my producer and I drove through a gateway or like a portal and shifted over 1 or even 2, does that happen? Like real life happen, or is
Theoretically, mathematically, it can be proven to be true. However, no one can really. It's not something you can observe. So if it happens, but we don't really know it happens. It's kind of like that whole time paradox thing. Change something in the past, when you go to the future, you don't know that you changed it because it's actually been happening all along.
True, and then they have to go along with that. It creates a branching timeline running parallel and identical to the first based on that decision.
That's one theory. Yeah.
I guess, but there's a few.
There's lots.
If I were a time traveler, I would probably go back to the 50s and 60s and purchase comic books in first edition, put them in a storage lot facility, and come back to this time and cash them in.
You'd be real capitalist about it.
I would bury gold. I
start calling you Biff Tannen.
No, I think the guy who jumped out of the airplane with all that money?
DB Cooper, yes.
I believe I was DB Cooper in the future, that I will eventually figure out how to time travel, that I will time travel to that time and place. I will jump out of that plane because I know how it's going to unfold.
Okay.
Isn't that a weird little paradox?
Yeah.
Where would you time travel to, Dr.
Where would I time travel to? I mean, there's lots of things you could do if time travel is possible. I mean, there's the whole, off Hitler before when he's a baby kind of thing that you could do. But again, when you change the past like that, you don't know how the future's going to be. Yeah, so it's hard to say where I would go. Personally, I would go back to change some things in my life.
Okay.
I don't know that I would necessarily, abuse the power and go and, buy collectibles.
I would abuse the power. But aren't you worried about Marty McFlying yourself? Say you meet your mother and don't recognize her, and she falls for you.
Yeah, I don't think that's possible.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but when you think about, you were talking about going into the past and finding these things and bringing them back to the future where they're actually worth money, the same thing goes with going into the past. I mean, I know what my mother looked like when she was young.
So did Marty McFly.
I know what everybody looks like, and and that's just it. Marty McFly knew that was his mom.
And then
she didn't know it was him.
The smartest play in those entire movies was Biff Tannen taking that sports almanac and giving it to his younger self.
Yeah.
That was a little stroke of brilliance, if you had.
Yeah, I might do something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, personally, the question could be asked: if you could save one person in the past to change the future, who would it be?
Oh, you asked
lots
me this
Lots of deaths have
yesterday.
happened that may have changed the way the future would go, like JFK or a lot of other ones.
Oh yeah, like I probably changed when Mandela died in jail.
Yeah.
Although did he?
Did he?
I believe there's two trains of thought.
Actually, he didn't. It was reported that he died in jail, but it then was reported that it was a hoax.
There were a lot of people who have that memory. I have a Mandela memory or two. I believe that they changed the line in Star Wars. Luke, I am not your father. I never saw C-3PO with a gold silver leg until one day I did. My underwear had a cornucopia on it.
Oh.
I do not believe I am in the same dimension I started out with, and that's why I come back to this, because this kind of experience has happened to me 2 other times.
Okay.
Once driving through Alberta, I passed under a double rainbow, and I felt the hair on the back of my neck stand up, and I felt the shift.
Mm-hmm.
And then another was during an electromagnetic storm in Barrie.
Okay.
I felt again, oh, this is weird. And it's not that I noticed differences. Everybody didn't have a Mirror Universe mustache. I was not married to somebody else. My bank account had not changed. But little things had. Now maybe I smoke too much weed. Maybe I do too many psychedelics. Maybe I have too much of a paranoid conspiracy.
Well, what I can tell you did happen in that fall is that you experienced what we here in Southern Ontario know as lake fall. It comes off the lake, which is still cold in the spring, warm air, it condenses the moisture. You end up with a cloud at the surface of the earth, which is what happens here in Hamilton very often.
Man, that skyway scares the shit out of me on the best of days.
Yeah, it's a scary climb.
So, I think if I could go back in time and save somebody's life.
Yeah. Who would you save?
Well, I have two trains of thought.
Joan of Arc?
Personally, my
Antoinette?
cousin Sally died in a hit and run when she was 14, devastated my family. I would like to make sure Sally survived that. That's a personal one.
Yeah.
On a wider scale, I think the assassination of the man who started World War II. There was a certain assassination of one man that kicked off a series of events. Ferdinand?
That's World War I.
World War I?
World War
Okay, well, that assassination kicked off so many.
The Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
That's it. I would say.
Not to be confused with the band.
Now, I would worry, though, that it would have an unintended effect. Philip Dick wrote an amazing book, The Man in the White Castle, in which he imagined a parallel universe where the Nazis and Japanese won World War II and carved America and North America up like a pie. And it imagined that reality. What if? I've always loved what if. But those would be my choices.
And speaking of those what ifs, there's actually a great show if you want to watch it. It's called For All Mankind. And it posits that the Russians made it to the moon first.
Oh, no space talk. Oh, no. Okay, I know. You guys don't be writing in the comments.
Great show, though. Very fictitious.
You wait for the show. But you know, I've been fascinated by Quantum Leap. You remember Quantum Leap?
Yeah.
Sam Beckett. I was going to start this show with a holy crow. I'm Dr. Samuel Beckett, and I don't know why I'm in the skinny white man's body. And then I was going to use like AI special effects to quantum leap me out of here. But yeah.
It's all well and good to talk about time travel and what we can change, but the truth is that there's things you can do in everyday life to change the world that's coming.
Okay. I talk about this a lot. The Canadian cannabis space is very bad at giving back. And yesterday I talked about the one example that I always show. It's this place called Purple Hills.
Okay.
And they do a purple box for recycling of cannabis plastic and cannabis packaging.
There you go.
And with the proceeds, they have opened up a horse sanctuary, animal sanctuary. And they are actively giving back, which is way more than can be said for a lot of groups out there.
Speaking of that packaging, don't you have a contest coming up?
I do. So the contest will end June 1st. I'm asking our viewers, our readers, our supporters to take some cannabis packaging, rather than recycle it, turn it into sustainable art.
So like a repurposing type thing.
Make something beautiful, post it, tag us, and we will have our panel of cannabis art enthusiasts look at the entries, and we are going to find really good prize for the first place winner. We are going to find second place winners, and we've had some great prizes already. We're giving away sets of Cardi B tickets. You can win a Puffco Grow today or tomorrow if you enter a raffle coming to the store for 420 weekend. That's a $470 value, and this will change the way you consume concentrates for the rest of your life. This is a piece of art, this piece of hardware. And so we give away some cool things.
That's cool, yeah.
Cool things for Art for All. We got a basket of art supplies that we're going to be giving away. This is a cannabis tourism destination. Great curation, amazing ancillary products, phenomenal prices, deals every day. Plus, they give this ruggedly charming man a place to broadcast live. They're not putting me in the basement. They're not sticking me in the trailer in the back. I don't have to sit in the watershed and broadcast in hiding. What have they done? They have put me in the window.
Right out front.
in the busiest intersection in downtown Hamilton. And I gotta say, Dr. Nerdy, I'm loving it. Hey, I think you fibbed to me a few minutes ago that didn't you hear him say he was not building a time machine? I have visited his lab. If that is not a time machine, that is the weirdest sauna I've ever seen in my life.
Well,
come clean with us, dude.
You know, I don't like to give away my technical secrets, but you know, if anybody's seen a little show with this other doctor in it, there's a phone booth type apparatus that's used.
I saw that.
Oh yeah, by the way, big shout out to my buddy Crazy Larry, watching us from Brooks, Alberta.
Crazy Larry,
hey buddy. Yeah, anyhow, he's kind of the inspiration for that gadget.
That's very cool. You know, I like to shout out Surface Farms as well.
Yeah,
it's an off-grid community of artists, creatives, just the most creative space in this region.
One of my coolest features that I love about that place is the alarm clock. It's right next door to a farm, and when you want to wake up, that rooster is crowing in the morning. It's right up. It's great.
And Dr. Nerdy's also, he uses one of our advertisers on the regular. And sometimes I think he uses them for nefarious things, but I've never been able to prove it. Rush removal. Friends of the farm, friends of SteelTown Sessions, they make stuff disappear just like that.
Absolutely.
You got to stop asking them to move that weird shit, though. Are you building a Frankenstein on top of the time machine?
No. It's just a statue. That's all it is. It won't be alive, I don't think.
Yeah. From the man who built the bionic Bigfoot, allegedly.
You'll never catch me.
So, Dr. Nerdy, what's going on in the world of science this week?
Let's see. Well, right now in Hamilton, Mother Nature's offered meds, and she's been snowing and raining and sunny, and you can't really make up her mind.
I thought you weren't going to push Mother Nature on after last time.
Not me, man.
Oh, well, it was you last time.
I didn't do it.
Okay, fair enough.
The other thing I want to shout out is, you know, like for anybody watching us from Northern Ontario, we're with you, man. But I know the whole place is underwater just about.
Really?
Oh yeah, the flooding up there is unbelievable this year. They got nailed with like 10 feet of snow or something like that in the last month and a half.
Wow.
And now it's all melting at the same time. It's ridiculous. I saw a picture. Santa's Village is underwater.
Really?
You know, oh yeah. The Muskoka area and north is just everything is flooding.
The lakes will be high.
They're canoeing in the parking lot at the mall in North Bay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
so my thoughts are with you. And don't worry, folks. It'll drain. It'll come our way sometime soon and end up in the lake. And
well, if there's any consolation, we have not had the best winter down here in Southern Ontario either.
Nope.
It has been a weather shitstorm. Another theory I'd like to bounce off you before you take off. DARPA, I understand, is the leading organization in charge of technology release in North America. DARPA has a weather control machine that they've had for a while. We have incredibly shitty weather all winter. Our country stood up to the powers that be. There is a certain group out there that thinks we are being punished. And the same group of people have this theory, and we've talked about this theory. It's about mind control and DARPA. DARPA proved that it was using mind control technology in the 70s and 80s. You might be familiar with some of the subliminal mind control experiments that were pulled off, Dr. Pepper, and other things like that. Now, that was 25 years ago. Flash forward a number of years, and I believe it is. Now, you can say like usually, Elsa, you're being paranoid crazy, and for as crazy as you can be, Dr. Nerdy, you do tend to be the voice of sanity. But I believe DARPA has been using mind control on North American citizens to make us do stuff. Why else would something like Honey Boo Boo be popular? Or like, why would anybody drink like Orange Tang? Or eat KFC that's really genetically modified monster. Like I think we're being controlled, Dr. Nerdy. I don't want to start wearing the tinfoil hat, but I am getting a little nervous.
One of the biggest ways that those types of organizations do exert control over the population is by not acknowledging any of what you just said.
Pay attention to me.
They let us think it, they let us talk about it, and they don't deny it, they don't confirm it. So it's really speculation. However, I don't know about mind control, but there's definitely ways that they, advertisers and things subliminally control things. Right here in Ontario, they're actually going to be deciding tomorrow whether or not companies can use AI to fix pricing based on our interests, based on our social media and stuff like that. The NDP in Manitoba banned it completely. And I think it's a good idea to do that here. However, I'm not the one making the vote. It's going to be the people in charge making that vote. And
okay, tomorrow in Hamilton.
Not just here in Hamilton, the whole province.
Oh,
yeah.
So should AI be allowed to manipulate your data and decisions and
to decide how much you pay for something?
So I am currently in the market for, this is just an example, so don't get all freaked out. I want to buy myself a Japanese robot. And I want that robot to be, do a whole bunch of things. Will AI see that I have been searching Japanese robots and then charge me through the nose because it has analyzed my expenditures, my money, and my interests, and says to itself, oh yeah, this person will spend $16,000 on his Japanese sex robot.
Well, Cy, I hate to tell you, but AI's already been doing it for a long time. We just don't know about it. It's not something that they talk about. It's, they call it surge pricing. They call it, high traffic pricing, stuff like that. However, what they're doing is they're looking to decide on how to regulate that, which is important if you ask me, especially in today's world where affordability is a big concern.
Now, this leads me to two other follow-up questions. When are you going to finish my Japanese sex robot? And two, have you heard about the ChatGPT monetization where they are taking it away from a free model, charging $100 for the extreme model so that people who can't afford ChatGPT are stuck using this basic model where it's a pay-to-play where people who have wealth and have the money get the better AI. Have you heard about this?
I mean, that's in every aspect of our consumer society. Right?
It is, but there's so many different types of AI
it's the
models.
Same thing, the rich man drives a beater car, the poor man drives a beater car, and the rich man drives a
Now, I don't like ChatGPT. I like Gemini. My co-founder of Deep Culture likes Grok because it's not woke. I think ChatGPT tends to pander. And I know a whole bunch of people right now who are skipping therapy and they are going to AI to heal their minds and to work, they get the therapy. But again, remember, these are machines, not Japanese sex robots designed to help heal your mental state. They are machines studying data. And you should really not put your mental health into the hands of a machine that may not have your best interest at heart. Is my thought. But you got a whole army of robots usually, and you should see the one he does that rolls joints. I want this robot off him so bad, he will never fucking give it to me either. But do you think this is possible?
I think that we're in as far as AI goes, we're in the nascent age of it. It's been around for a long time. However, right now, the general public is getting their opportunity to give it use. And as that evolves, so will AI and the way it's used. So, maybe using ChatGPT to be your therapist right now might not be a good idea, but in the future, there may be an option available for that. However, it's really dependent on what we as a society rely on the AI for. Is it a good idea to have AI therapists doing your mental health screening? Maybe not. Maybe it is. Who knows? Like everything else that we've ever done as a society, it's going to get tried and it's going to get tested, and we're going to have to decide from there.
One last Dr. Nerdy opinion, one more thing, this falls into it perfectly. In the bombing of the Middle East recently, they used something called precision bombing and fast decision making, which is basically AI deciding on targets, and drones and robot dogs. And I saw China recently had all these robots that could perform complex acrobatics and kung fu. Where are ours? Are we losing the robotic AI war? Are we so technologically retarded that we are nowhere near to competing? Because there's no way I'm going to be able. I'm not Magnus Robot Fighter. I can't fight robots with my bare hands. Those dogs scare the crap out of me. And have you ever seen footage of a swarm of drones? That shit's scary.
Not a lot of people know this side, but Canada is actually we've had companies in this country that are leaders in all technologies when it comes to AI or military technologies. Just outside of Hamilton, there is a company operating, I won't name them.
Are you going to talk about jets?
But they have been producing computerized AI assisted targeting and imaging technology for almost every military on the planet. And that's been going on for over 15 years.
So
15 years, folks, right here in this area. Yeah. Aerospace is huge here in this area. Not a lot of people know that.
Next time I have you on, I would like to ask you more about space in general, but I'm very interested to hear your opinion on what happened with the Avro Arrow. But don't answer now. Readers, viewers, listeners, why don't you put some questions for Dr. Nerdy in the comment below? I will make sure he gets them. Should we have Dr. Nerdy back as a reoccurring character on SteelTown Sessions? Bring in his very particular, very peculiar, very robot interested time machine making. Yeah, make me some more of that potion.
Yeah.
My favorite mad scientist, Dr. Nerdy. You can find him here visiting us frequently. SteelTown Sessions. I'm Cy Williams. I'm your host. Dr. Nerdy, thanks for coming in.
No problem. Thanks for having me, Si.
Did you bring the portal gun?
I did. I'm just gonna.
We are going to take a short commercial break. We're going to zap off to the next dimension, get a little bit high. I will be back in 10 minutes. SteelTown Sessions, 5 King Street East in Hamilton, the Element Cannabis Superstore. We're almost at the end of our second 8-hour leg of our 24-hour marathon, celebrating 420 weekend here in Canada. Dr. Nerdy, I'm Cy Williams. This is Element. We'll catch you.
Don't forget, folks, rush removal. They can handle your junk.
Oh, rush removal. Make it disappear. I love those guys. And they have gotten me out of a few situations. Let me tell you. There's nothing these boys can't. Rush removal for all your junk removal needs. You have an in-law. He's a junk collector. Rush removal will make it disappear. You have a yard filled to the brim with your ex-husband's boats and crap and cars. Call Rush Removal. They'll make it disappear. Weird Uncle Ed died in the trailer, and now you have a trailer full of that smells like dead Uncle Ed. Rush Removal. They'll take care of that. Remember, this episode 7 of SteelTown Sessions is brought to you by Rush Removal. Watch that disappear.
Yeah.
Thank